All right, you guys, welcome to our workout today. We're going to go through a couple of time blocks, and then we do have a little 2-minute core blast at the end. We are focusing today, it's a total body workout. We are focusing more on those pull muscles. We're going to be going through 40 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest. 3 blocks total like that, and then 1 block at the end, which is that 2-minute block. We're going to need 2 medium weight dumbbells today. We're going to need 2 heavyweight dumbbells because we will be doing some deadlifts. And then just have those 2 lighter weight dumbbells because we will need them for a little bit of back work today. So without any other explanation, I think we're ready to get started. We're going to go through a 3-minute warm up, and we will start with those body weight squats. So heavy in the heels, you're just going to come up, squeezing those glutes at the top. And again, just using those arms as much as possible during our warm-ups. Sitting back in those heels, like if you were sitting in an imaginary chair. All right, we're going to hinge at the hip here. Bring those hands down, go into that little squat. Right arm up, left arm up, and stand. Nice work. All right, you guys, we're going to go into just some side lunges here. We're going to sit back in that hip, using those arms. I'm going to give them a little bit of a swing here. That heart rate going. And then bring them across your body, a little bit of rotation here. Nice job. All right, you guys, we're going to do a couple of shoulder rolls here. Little shoulder rolls, and then we're going to reverse that. And then we're going to go into some big arm circles here. And then reverse those. All right, rolling into that reverse lunge. You are twisting to that front leg, keeping that core nice and tight. Focusing on that glute as you come back. It's that mind-muscle connection, just making sure we're thinking about that. Make sure that glute is going to engage here. All right, we're going to go into that plank walkout. So we're hinging at the hip, walk it down, bringing that right leg up. You're twisting and reaching. And then we're just walking it right back up. Let's do it again. Left side. Nice job. 35 more seconds here in this warm up. Nice job. One more time here. And last time. All right. Come on up, grab a drink of water. I'm going to demo our first 3 exercises. We have a deadlift. You're going to grab those heavyweight dumbbells. Okay. Shoulders are rolled back and down, slight bend in those knees. You're going to hinge back at the hip, letting these dumbbells kind of just come down to those shins, and then just bringing it back up, squeezing at the top, but not pushing forward, okay? So just slight bend in those knees, coming up and engaging those glutes. Then we're going to go into an alternating bent over row. So grabbing those medium weight dumbbells, same hinge here, right? So we're just going to bring that right arm and that left arm back separately. And then we're going to go into a glute bridge. You're going to grab that heavy weight dumbbell. And you're just going to come up. We're going to hold here for 3 seconds. And then we're just going to come down, okay? We're going to alternate through these. And we're going to start with that deadlift. So let's grab those heavier weight dumbbells. And let's get ready. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Slight bend in those knees. Hinge, bring it down, keep that back flat, and you're squeezing those glutes at the top. We are halfway here. I'm gonna start with these big movers today. These glutes, hamstrings. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. All right, we're going into that bent over row. You can grab those medium weights or you can keep those heavy ones. It's up to you. All right, you guys, sliping in those knees. We are hinging. We're gonna drive one arm back and then left arm. So right and left. Keep your core nice and tight, making sure your back does not round out. We're halfway. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, you guys. We are down on our mats here, going into that glute bridge, grabbing that heavyweight dumbbell, and we're gonna hold at the top here for 3 seconds before we bring it back down. Here we go, in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, we're holding here, squeeze, and then we're gonna bring that down. Squeeze and hold. Bring it down. Squeeze and hold. Bring it down. Nice job. Really activating those glutes here. We are halfway. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. We have 20 seconds here. We're gonna come back to our feet. We're gonna go into that deadlift. All right, you guys, let's get ready. Let's get set up. Grab those heavier weight dumbbells. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Nice and slow here on the way down, and then kind of that 1 count on the way up. So it's like a 3 count down, 1 count up. I'm under tension here. We are halfway. Nice work. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Making sure you're bending at the knees as you put those weights down. You're not gonna arch out your back, hurt yourself when you're picking up or setting down your weights. All right, we're gonna go back into that bent over row. You can pick your weight choice here. Shoulders are rolled back and down, slight bend in those knees. We're gonna hinge, and then I'm just driving that dumbbell right back to where my pockets would be if I had pockets on my leggings. Nice job. Really drive that elbow back and up here. We're over halfway. Nice work. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Next up is that glute bridge. I'm gonna grab a little bit heavier weight here for this bridge. I would encourage you guys to do that as well if you have a heavier weight choice. I feel like this one you could do pretty heavy. All right, you guys, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. We're holding. and then bring it back down. 1 count up, 3 counts, holding, bring it back down. Squeeze. Nice job. We are halfway. This is such a great exercise to get those glutes firing. So many of us have really weak glutes. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. I think I have every dumbbell I own out here. All right, we're gonna go back into that deadlift. Okay, I like choices, like weight choices. You never know, it might feel strong, might feel a little bit weak some days. So, all right, you guys, shoulders rolled back and down, sliping in those knees. And we're going into that deadlift. Our third and last set in this block. We will move on. We are halfway. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Next up is that bench over row. Grab that medium weight or keep that heavier one. Up to you. We're just gonna alternate right and left, sliping in those knees, hinging here. Nice job. So making sure like during your workouts, before and after, you guys are putting some good nutrition in. Take a look at that guide that goes along with this program. A lot of great information there. Even a sample meal plan for you guys, sample day. Give you guys some ideas. 10 more seconds here. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. We are done with those bent over rows. We're gonna go down into that glute bridge for the last time, and then we're gonna go on to our next block. Grabbing that heavy weight dumbbell here. Let's get ready. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Holding for 3 seconds. Bring it down. Squeeze and hold, and down. Nice job. We are halfway. Probably going to feel these tomorrow. If you sit a lot during the day, that means the glutes are probably pretty weak. Hip flexors are probably tight. So this is probably so good for you. Bring it up. We're all done with that whole block. We're going to go on to our next block. 3 new exercises here. We have a bicep curl, we have a reverse fly, and then we have a Superman. So we'll be a little bit on our mat for that one. The first one is that bicep curl. You're going to take those medium weight dumbbells. Shoulders are rolled back and down. Elbows are tucked in nice and tight, sliping in those knees. And we're just going to keep it nice and slow on the way down. So it's 1 count up, 3 counts down. That is that bicep curl. Then we're going to go into that reverse fly. Take those lightweight dumbbells, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, something super light, sliping in those knees. You're hinging at the hip here. Palms are facing each other. Your elbows are slightly bent here. And we're just going to bring that dumbbell straight back, squeezing those shoulder blades together as best we can. Then we're going to bring it down to our mat for that Superman. Okay, hands and feet come off the ground together. You're going to hold and then bring it down. So holding for that 2 or 3 counts and then bringing that down. We're going to go through these 3 in a row before we move on. So we're going to start with that bicep curl. medium weight dumbbells. Shoulders are rolling back and down, sliding in those knees. 3 counts down. 1 count up. Nice job. Keep your elbows tucked in here. Keep your hips in line with your body, okay? Don't let your back arch out. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. That is super hard to do. I know for me it is. I think I naturally have an arch in my back. I have a little bit of anterior pelvic tilt. So that is something I'm always really mindful of. Always trying to work on that. I'm gonna grab some little baby light weights here for these reverse flies. I wanna make sure my form stays solid. Sliping in those knees. Palms are facing each other. And I'm just gonna come back. I want that full range of motion. I'm squeezing my shoulder blades together. If I had a pencil between my shoulder blades, I want to squeeze that pencil. I don't want it to fall, okay? And I'm not running out my back either forward or back. So again, making sure I'm not arching. And I know I have a tendency to do that. So I'm really mindful, making sure that my core is not getting lazy here. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. All right. And just as I said, you were going to stay within those 3 before we moved on. I lied because I went to that second exercise. So I guess we'll just kind of keep going in that order. Okay, so we'll go ahead down to that mat. We're going to go into that Superman. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Hands and feet up, holding, and then bringing it down. I'm looking straight down to my mat. I want to keep my neck nice and neutral here. I want to keep that focus on my back, my core, my glutes. We are halfway, you guys. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. We are really igniting those glutes today. Or maybe I'm just really feeling it for some reason. Whatever it is, it's good. I like it. All right, we're going into that bicep curl. Grabbing those medium weight dumbbells. Shoulders are rolled back and down, sliding in those knees. Nice and tall here. Nice and slow on that way down. 1 count up, 3 counts down. Nice job. We are halfway. Hang in there. We got this. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, you guys. All right, we're going into that reverse fly. You're gonna grab that lightweight dumbbell. It's always better to go a little bit lighter and just make sure that that form is solid, making sure that we're hitting all of the muscles we need to hit here. Sliping in those knees. We're gonna hinge, palms are facing each other, and we're just gonna bring them straight back. Slight little bend in the elbow. I'm really focusing on the back and biceps today. Those are the muscles in your body that really do a lot of the pulling along with your hamstrings. 10 more seconds here. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. It's nice to do those split workouts, especially when we're doing 4 workouts a week, just because we can kind of work a little bit harder. We're giving those, those push muscles a rest today, focusing on the pull and vice versa. And that's why we do it like that. All right, into that Superman or Superwoman. I've heard it called superhuman lately. Whatever it is, we're doing it. Nice job, you guys. We're halfway. Nice job. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. We're going to go back to the top here, starting with that bicep curl. All right, let's grab that medium weight dumbbell. All right, you guys, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Nice and slow on the way down here. We are halfway. This is our last set of this block. So just going through these 3 exercises. Last time. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. One thing to think about when you guys are doing these exercises is if you don't feel tired on 20 seconds into that little interval, or like that 8th rep, 6th rep, something like that, you should definitely go a little bit heavier, okay? So it does need to feel challenging towards the end of those sets or those intervals. Sliping in those knees, hinging. We're going into that reverse fly. And just as I say that, also making sure that you're not lifting too heavy where you're not getting that proper form or that full range of motion, because without that full range of motion, you're not going to hit those muscles that we need to hit. So it's all kind of part of very strategically trying to get every single one of these muscles. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. All right, we are back to the mat for that Superman. And then we're done with this block, moving on one more block, and then our little last 2-minute little core blast at the end. Let's go down to our mat. Facing our faces, looking down at our mat. Bring it up, we're holding. Hands and feet together. Nice job. We are halfway. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work, you guys. We're on our 3rd block. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. We're gonna have 3 exercises. The first one's gonna be a side lunge. So you could take that heavy weight dumbbell, that medium weight dumbbell, and just like in our warm-ups, we're gonna go side to side, and we're gonna sit back in our hip with these, okay? If you want to be really fancy, you can always add that little bicep curl in the middle, okay? That is completely up to you. Then we're going to go into a frog pump. So what that is, grab that heavyweight dumbbell. It's going to come back up on your hips. Your feet are going to come together, bottoms of the feet touching, and we're just going to come up into that glute bridge, but our feet are in a different position now. So we're going to hit those smaller muscles in the glutes, okay? And then we're gonna go into a plank pull through. So going up into that plank position, you can keep that heavyweight dumbbell, and you're just gonna bring that dumbbell from the left to the right, and then right back, keeping our hips nice and square the entire time. So we're gonna start with that side lunge, alternating. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna sit back here, you guys. If you want to add that bicep curl, go right ahead. Sit back in that hip, kind of like when we sit back in that squat. Now I'm getting all confused with my bicep curl. You do the bicep curl. Do it when you're coming back to the middle, okay? When you guys are out to that side, you're not doing it. All right, you guys, bring it down. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna go down to the mat. We're gonna go into that frog pump here. Bottoms of feet together. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, holding just for a couple seconds here, and then we're coming back down. We're halfway. Ten more seconds. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna go into that plank pull through. All these weights in my way here. All right. 10 seconds. Let's get set up. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Pull it through. My hands are directly below my shoulders. I'm not gonna go side to side, keeping everything nice and square. We're halfway. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. We're gonna go back up into those side lunges. Grab a drink of water if you need it. All right, you guys. Dumbbell comes up to your chest. Let's sit back in that hip. If you want to add in that bicep curl, you can. Nice job. If you're doing that bicep curl, you're just doing that right in the middle here. And if you're not doing that bicep curl, you're just keeping that dumbbell up to the chest. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. We are back down to our mat. We're getting set up for that frog pump. Bottom of feet are touching. Let's get set up. Here we go. Back is flat against that mat in 3, 2, and 1. We're squeezing. Little hold at the top. Get all those glute muscles firing here. We are halfway. And then we're gonna go into that plank pull through. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. All right, we're going into that plank pull through. 10 seconds of rest here. Making sure that hand is directly below your shoulder. We got this, you guys, hang in there. All right, in 3, 2, and 1. Pull it side to side. Try to keep that core nice and tight. Making sure your shoulder stays right over your hand, okay? We are halfway. Bringing those feet out wide if you're having a hard time. That will definitely help keep everything a little bit more stable. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. All right, you guys, we're gonna go back up into those side lunges. Last time here. All my choices of weights. All right, dumbbell up to your chest. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Sitting back. You want to add in that bicep curl. You're doing it right there in the middle. We're halfway. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. We're going down to our mat here. We're getting set up for that frog pump. Bottom of feet are together. Back is nice and flat. We're going in 5 seconds. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up and squeeze. Nice job. We are almost halfway here. About 10 more seconds here. And then we're going into that plank pull through, and that will finish up our block. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. All right, 20 seconds of rest here. Plank pull through. And then we are moving on. Nice work, you guys. This is easy for you, right? You got this. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. Pull it through. Hand directly below those shoulders. Keep your booty nice and low. Engage that core. We're halfway. Nice work. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Okay, we have 1 minute here. Grab a drink. We have 2 minutes of work left. Grab a really light dumbbell, like 5 pounds, if you have that. The last thing we're gonna do is a side plank with a dumbbell reach. So you're gonna go on that right side, okay? You can either keep that bottom leg down on the mat and just lift up the hip this way. You're gonna take that dumbbell and you're gonna bring it up, and your eyes are gonna kind of follow that dumbbell up, and then you're gonna rotate down and under, okay? Other option is to keep those legs completely straight, and you're just gonna do the exact same thing, okay? So we're gonna do 30 seconds on the right and 30 seconds on the left. 2 minutes total, so we're gonna go through 2 rounds, and then we are done. We're gonna go on to our cool down. So if the weight is too heavy or just too much for you right now, just go body weight, put the weight aside. But if you can, try to use the weight, okay? So, keeping that leg bent if you need to. Hips are off the ground. We're just gonna bring that dumbbell under and then straight up. Okay. So if you're starting here with that knee down on your mat, by the end of this 4 weeks, bringing it down. Let's go ahead, switch sides. By the end of this 4 weeks, your challenge would be to get rid of that little kickstand, okay? Elbow is directly below the shoulder. We're gonna go to that other side. Really focusing on that core. Keep your arm nice and just kind of like a circle, okay? Nice job, you guys. All right, let's go back to that other side, okay? 30 seconds here. Bringing it up and then rotating it through. Switch sides. Last 30 seconds here. Those hips off the ground. 10 more seconds, you guys. Bring it down in 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Nice job, you guys. We're going to stay on our mat here for our little cool down. We're going to bring that right leg up. Nice big bear hug here. You guys absolutely crushed that workout. That was a great total body workout. Bring that right leg across your body. Right arm comes out to the side. Nice big deep breath. So making sure you guys are putting your weight choices in your trackers so that you can compare. Bring that left leg up. There will be a couple of workouts during this phase that are kind of little test ones that we do need to go back and look at those weight choices from previous workouts. Bring that left leg across your body. Left arm comes out to the side. And then we will be doing, on Fridays, we will be doing our lower body workouts as a Tabata style workout. You guys really like those, so we're gonna put those in there. Keep it fun, keep it interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. Come on up. We are gonna stretch out that hamstring. We're just gonna sit back in that hip. Foot is dorsiflex up. Kind of feel that stretch through the back of your leg here. Switch sides. And then one more little stretch here. We're going to come down to our mat. Okay, keep that foot planted. Arms are going to come straight up. And we're just going to lean forward. And then we're going to switch legs. Again, leaning forward here. All right, you guys, come on up. Quick little shoulder stretch. Bring that right arm across your body. Nice work, you guys. We are just moving right along in this stronger together phase of our workout. Hope you guys are feeling stronger and more confident as we go through. Bring those arms back. Let's keep it going. Let's keep being strong. Let's keep showing up for each other. I'm really proud of you guys. Have a great day.